Well, after a few hours here now playing with the iPad mini, I'm going to have to say here, this is the iPad 3, here's the 4. This is the same screenshot, and I'm using the iPhone 5 to shoot this video. 163 pixels per inch don't do any justice. Pictures and things look okay. Where you're getting the grain is all your verbiage. Your words, your lettering is extremely grainy. And to be honest with you, having lived with all the iPhone 4s and iPhone 5s with the retina, it's very hard to get used to not having a retina display. I will say that the size of the unit in comparison and the weight is, if this was the original size of the iPad and never was any bigger, I would have been content with that. This size works. Having the larger screen is okay. My concern is Apple reached out for the price point to attack the competitors, but the product for the price point and the resolution is, when you have so many other things out there with Retina, it just makes it very difficult. I envision their Thunderbolt display being that revamped with the Retina, because, coming from a MacBook Pro with Retina and then looking at the Thunderbolt, even on the latest generation Mac Mini, you still end up with, grainy words, and it's just I just don't understand. I mean, I get the physics and logics. I have an advanced degree in computer science. I'm well aware of the schematics behind making the screens, but nonetheless, the rushing of these products to meet the competitors when the product's just a fail concerns me. I mean, overall, I'm happy with the iPad mini. I have already seen rumors and read the Chinese supplier is already making Retina screens for this mini iPad, with 300 pixels per inch. It's going to be double the resolution. I mean, Apple historically will produce the next one next year, faster and better. That's what they do. They have to. Things change. Things get faster. If they always stayed the same, we never would buy anything. I personally, after owning this for not very long, I use an app, and I'll tell you, and I'm going to make another separate video. It's called Air Video app. All that is, you basically install a server on your computer. It's a free download from their website. You point it to any network share. It allows you to pull all your movies you have. So, for example, I had queued up Zombieland earlier just due to the fall of Hostess and remind me of Twinkies. But if you actually pull up a movie, because of, I believe, the 1024 by 768, the natural resolution of the screen, well, if you look at it, that's an HD movie. So if you actually flip over to movie and let a movie go, there is actually, the movies actually look phenomenal. So if you wanted a device simply for movie viewing, I would recommend, maybe that. If you just want games and don't care about Retina, get this. It's a great little thing to surf the web, maybe check emails, send messages. Nonetheless, the Geekbench score on the iPad mini scored the same as the iPad 3. It's got, this had the A5, whereas the iPad 3 had the A5X chip, so it wasn't really doing a whole lot except driving that Retina display, the X portion. All in all, folks, this being the 429 model for 32 gig, to get a 32 gig iPad, you go from 429 of the iPad mini price to $599. Now, that's a $170 swing, but for $170 you gain real estate, you gain Retina, you gain a faster processor. That may or may not be value. If you break each item down by dollar amount, FaceTime costs this, HD costs this, you're going to see segment by segment that the iPad mini almost talks itself out. I mean, you're better, to be honest with you, if you're going to spend $429 on a 32 gig iPad mini, I, for example, am probably going to take this guy back to Walmart because I just bought it and I'm not satisfied. I did this with the iPad 2 and immediately bought an iPad 3. Now, folks, you can buy, if they're hard to find, you can buy iPad 3s, which is this one, and those price points on those are $399. Now, they're impossible to find. Apple doesn't have them. Most stores don't. But if you can get it, it's a 16 gig iPad with Retina, running the same chip as the iPad mini for $30 cheaper if you're willing to sacrifice half the storage space. $329 for a 16 gig iPad mini, or $399 for a 16 gig iPad 3. So spend $70, have the same basically product for 70 more, but give yourself Retina, larger screen, and the same amount of processing. So I don't know. My thoughts are very mixed right now. They could change tomorrow, but to be honest with you, the Geekbench score was as expected. But the most thing that gets me is Apple at $329 tells me that Safari or any other verb or word that I can actually see the graininess of it, that looks good. A company sitting on $121 billion, a little blown away by that right now. So, like I said, folks, iPad mini, the review, the 32 gig, I think that's going to be a return. So, I was excited about the unboxing, and like I said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if I'm not taking any shots at Apple or, making any accusations or false claims, it's just my personal opinions, and I'm able to do that, express those freely. And if what I had to say influenced you in a good or bad way, leave me a comment. I'm not going to, entertain a bunch of negative comments about what I said, because, like I said, it's a personal opinion. I'm open to your thoughts about it. So, I appreciate the time, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe.